7:34 right now, and New York City will soon be home to the harbor of the future. From Staten Island to Brooklyn to Manhattan and the Bronx, and even Governor's Island. The plan is to transform these waterfronts into key hubs for the city's economic development.
Yeah, part of that plan includes a hub in Kips Bay, which is expected to create 15,000 jobs. Here to tell us more about it is the president and CEO of the city's Economic Development Corporation, Andrew Kimball. So great to have you back, Andrew. Good to see you. It's exciting times in New York City, right? Especially when you hear some of these major projects that are coming. Let's talk about the Kips Bay hub. It includes a science park and a research campus. So these are good things. What's the timeline? What's it looking like?
This is really a generational opportunity for us to transform a full city block, a full 5 acres, and really speaks to the mayor and this administration's value around economic development. It's not just about the 15,000 jobs. It's not just that it's in a growing sector for the city and life sciences and healthcare. It's about creating opportunities for all New Yorkers by bringing in 3 CUNY schools, a 2-year, a 4-year, and a graduate school, a STEM high school, to create the career pathways for young people into these sectors.
Wow, what else is included? Because this is going to make New York a leader in science and healthcare, really.
Absolutely. New York has made enormous strides in the last 10 years in the life sciences and healthcare space. We think this can really jump us forward. In addition to the 3 schools, CUNY schools and a high school, there'll be 1 million square feet of private biotech also on the site. And that's combined with the broader Kips Bay area, which is really becoming New York's Kendall Square, like Cambridge in Massachusetts, really driving innovation, spinning out companies, creating the jobs of the future. And more, this industry is going to be driven by new technologies like AI and supercomputing.
Oh,
wow,
AI, there it
go.
is. There's the AI. So timeline again, so breaking ground when and completion?
Yeah, this project has really moved at light speed. So 2 years ago, the mayor and the governor announced this idea, both committed close to $500 million towards the public schools. A year ago, we released a master plan. We recently contracted for the design. We're now certifying into the land use process. That happened yesterday. That takes about 7 months. So next year, in 2025, we will break ground, and the campus will start to open around 2030.
Wow. Can you talk a little bit more about that partnership with New York City Public Schools and how the students will benefit from this?
Yeah, this is really important that we get to young people early on with these high-wage, high-growth sectors like life sciences or tech or the green economy. And the mayor is fully committed to it. I've been lucky enough to work for him for 20 years with projects on the Brooklyn waterfront where you combine academic opportunities with the jobs, and it's got to start at the high school level and then feed right into those 3 CUNY public schools. CUNY is a tremendous partner, really bends the curve in terms of economic opportunity and equity in the city. It's so important that we double down on our partnership with CUNY in this sector.
All right, that's that. And then there's the Harbor of the Future, which includes a lot of different ports, if you want to call them, right? Talk to us about that.
Well, this I get really jazzed about. As a lifelong New Yorker growing up here in the 70s and 80s, it was really a time that we had turned our backs on the waterfront.
Yeah.
You know, post-World War II, loss of large-scale manufacturing, ports to New Jersey. The waterfront was a mess. That started to change in the 2000s, more bringing housing and green space to the waterfront. Big steps forward. Under this mayor, we're fully committed to this notion that we can bring jobs and innovation to the waterfront throughout the city, from the North Shore of Staten Island to Hunts Point in the Bronx. There's a whole cluster of spaces in Brooklyn, from the Navy Yard to Governor's Island to the Brooklyn Army Terminal, all connected by a fast ferry, and increasingly an opportunity to move goods by the water, barges and fast boat, getting trucks off of our bridges and our roadways.
Oh, that is very exciting. But then it comes with a cost. And will any of this be affected by what's happening with congestion pricing?
Well, look, mass transit is the lifeblood of the city. It moves millions and millions of people around. So I am a supporter. I very much hope that the governor's questions can get answered over the coming year, and we can get that back on track, because that's a $15 billion hole that needs to get addressed. But whether or not we have congestion pricing, we still need to get trucks off of our road. It's clogging our roadways, clogging on our air. We think we can start to move goods by barge and fast boat from New Jersey, where most of the cargo comes in, to a network of sites throughout the city and deliver it on the last mile on an e-cargo bike or an electric truck. That would be a major quality of life improvement and very strong for the economy.
Yeah, because so many of those trucks are double parked right during the day. Where are you getting the money from for some of these projects? So the congestion pricing was MTA, but for the harbor and for the CUNY, where is that money coming from?
Yeah, each of these will be a public-private partnership where investment from government will leverage private sector investment. So the case of Spark, very big public commitment, about $1 billion. We think will leverage double that in private investment, and over time create $42 billion of positive economic impacts on the community. At the Brooklyn Army Terminal, a similar thing. We're investing $100 million in creating a climate innovation hub. We think that will leverage a multiple in terms of private investment. If we're going to meet our goals as a city, we have to constantly engage the private sector and leverage that kind of investment with smart public investments.
All right, Andrew Kimball, thanks for taking the time to come in today.
Great to be here.
Good to see you.